If you're thinking about moving to Santa Barbara, then San Roque's definitely gonna be on your list of neighborhoods to check out. And I'm gonna take you on a tour of everything San Roque has to offer, from the boundaries of the neighborhoods to the different vibes in the different sections of the neighborhoods, the amenities of this neighborhood, including the parks and the proximity to different things around town. And also, what's it like? What are the neighbors like? What is life like when you're living here in San Roque? So follow along. This video is going to be jam-packed with a ton of information, and by the end of it, you're going to understand exactly if San Roque is a neighborhood you're going to want to investigate further. One of the beautiful things about San Roque is they have these little parklets kind of built into the neighborhood. I really like how San Roque is laid out from an aesthetic perspective. And when you look on a map, you'll see that there's these little islands like this, these little park islands, these little landscaped islands. The main center of San Roque, Argonne Circle, which we'll be checking out later, has all these streets that kind of fan out from the main circle. It gives you a really unique perspective in being in a neighborhood where every corner seems a little bit different. It's not just cookie cutter grid setup. This neighborhood is set up, and it actually can be quite disorienting. If you're driving through it, you kind of get lost. You don't know which way you're going. Thank God for GPS maps. But getting back to these little parks, which makes San Roque special, they're all over the place. So you got this one here, there's a few others, and we've got Willow Glen Park that we'll look at, and Stevens Park, the king of all parks for San Roque. It's amazing. This is fully representative of the variety of homes here in San Roque. You get some of these more modest, original, single level. They're gonna come in at maybe 900 to 1,200 square feet, 2, 3 bedrooms, 1, 2 bathrooms. And then of course, there's some bigger, more custom ones, but it just speaks to the variety of homes available here in San Roque, from smaller ones on smaller lots, about 5,000 to 6,000 square foot lots, up to bigger ones that are 3,000, 4,000 plus square feet on up to maybe an acre of land. Many of the neighbors find that San Roque is incredibly walkable. Even though there's not sidewalks everywhere, you can see where I'm standing right now, there's actually no sidewalks in sight. But some of the roads do have sidewalks, albeit only one sidewalk. I've seen many streets where there's only one sidewalk to walk on, but you really don't need them because there's not a ton of traffic here in San Roque. But one thing you'll notice when you come to San Roque is the abundance of really nice, big, mature trees. These trees that you'll be walking under, like this one behind me, one of my favorites. I mean, look at the trunk of this thing is massive. It's beautiful. It towers over, giving you a ton of shade. So this is a great spot. If you're a tree lover, you like landscape, San Roque is full of wonderful, big, majestic trees. In fact, if you know what this tree is, let me know. I don't quite know, but I know it's probably been here since the beginning of the neighborhood. I see we've got another pine behind us here, and I'm looking at another beautiful magnolia there, an oak tree right here under Santi. So this neighborhood here is just a nature lover's paradise, full of beautiful trees, beautiful mature landscaping, and it's all framed by mountain vistas. I'm looking out at La Cumbre Peak and everything else in the distance. It's a great spot. Okay, I thought I would bring you in the car as we go around Argonne Circle here, which in my opinion is the center, the heart of San Roque. Now, if you go on Google Maps, or if you go into any of the real estate websites like Trulia or Zillow, they don't even include Argonne Circle, which I think is clearly a big mistake and is the heart of San Roque. It still adds to the unique character of Argonne Circle and of San Roque because you get this bizarre little round street that really, from that point on, shapes the character of the way that San Roque is laid out and has done an amazing job of creating a very unique neighborhood that's incredibly popular here in Santa Barbara. Another thing about San Roque and Argonne Circle is that it is the place for Halloween decorations, celebrations, and trick-or-treating during the Halloween season. So definitely the #1 spot if you want to come and check out all the decorations and have an amazing time trick-or-treating. One of the things you'll notice about San Roque is a lot of construction happening. A lot of these older homes are getting renovated, expanded, remodeled. So you will find, like on this street right here, I'm looking at maybe 6 different construction trucks and a project going on right behind me. So definitely a lot of money being invested into this neighborhood, and you see it when you walk around. The pride of ownership is through the roof. The yards all look amazing. for the most part. I mean, there's always a couple standouts, but you can just tell that people that live here really care about their property and spend a lot of time and money to take care of it. Now, we're in what a lot of people would consider the crown jewel of parks of San Roque, hands down, but maybe even of Santa Barbara. Why is it the crown jewel, and why do people have such high regards for this park? Well, it's peaceful and beautiful. It has a creek running right through it with tons of boulders. So you got a creek that the kids can hike around. It just makes for a nice scenery. Plus it has all the standard features you'd expect in a park. You've got picnic tables, barbecue pits, a playground, a bathroom. But what really makes it unique is that we're right in the edge of the San Roque neighborhood. It has a parking lot. You could park the car and go on a hike right into our front country. A really nice hike that slowly gets more difficult. You could turn around or continue up into the Jesucita Trail, a bunch of different forks. You could get up to Inspiration Point. Lots of backcountry hiking that you could start right here in Stevens Park. So that's why this is one of the best parks in Santa Barbara and an absolute huge asset to the San Roque neighborhood, because just think, if you're living in San Roque, head out your front door and walk to this park and have a wonderful day. Amazing lifestyle. San Roque has 2 elementary schools in the neighborhood. The one right behind me here is Peabody Charter School. Now, this is a charter school that got its charter status in 1992. It's now an independent charter school, which means it's allowed to have autonomy over how it teaches its kids, the curriculum it offers, and it's been very popular with parents. A lot of parents move into San Roque just to get in the attendance area for Peabody Elementary. Not a guarantee you're going to get into the school, but it's one of the main reasons why San Roque is so popular with families. And there's also another school we're going to go check out as well. The other elementary school here in San Roque is Monte Vista Elementary, right behind me here. You could see they just installed those new solar panel carport parking structures. I've seen these go into schools all over Santa Barbara. Really nice to see. Another really popular school. It's in the Hope Elementary School District, which is its own little 3-school district, very popular with families and parents. So definitely another asset to this neighborhood of San Roque. Another great amenity to the San Roque neighborhood is this Mackenzie Dog Park right here. So, a little interesting fact, San Roque is named after the patron saint of dogs and dog lovers, Saint Roque. So that's where we get the name San Roque. And it's only fitting that we have this amazing dog park right here that's only a block away from the edge of San Roque. This is gated. They have a section for small dogs, a section for big dogs, or if your small dog's brave, just have them run with the big dogs right here. But a really cool feature here, this dog park, part of the San Roque neighborhood, because San Roque's just right over there. Now we're over on the western section of the San Roque neighborhood. Now, this is not San Roque proper, but I still consider this San Roque, and it's really centered by Grove Lane here behind me, which goes all the way up to Foothill and down to San Remo, almost to State Street. And it has all these feeder streets as you go down, these cul-de-sacs that come off this way, and then on the other side there's a couple of streets that go out kind of like horseshoes. They come out and they come back to Grove. It really makes this section its own little entity, because on the other side of these cul-de-sacs is a creek. It doesn't go through to the other part of town over there, at least not by going around somehow. But this section right here, it's characterized by more sidewalks, wider streets, and less character than the traditional center of San Roque, because it wasn't starting to be developed in the 1920s, later in like the 50s and 60s. So you can tell by the architecture, just a little less character, but still a really, really nice neighborhood. You're still picking up great mountain views, and you still have great, easy access to all the stuff that's featured on Upper State Street and uptown of Santa Barbara. So San Roque has its main section, kind of that central neighborhood around Argonne Circle and over towards San Roque Street. But there are 2 wings, and this wing that we're driving through right now is the east wing, kind of, if you would. This is over off of Alomar towards Santa Barbara and towards the Museum of Natural History. This section of San Roque is characterized by typically a little bit tighter streets, smaller homes. There are some big ones, but there's a lot of small ones. Also, San Roque is known for some of its expansive soils, which can cause homes to crack and shift around. And you'll notice that as you walk through these neighborhoods, a lot of the older buildings, their stuccos, do have lots of cracks and whatnot running through them. So something to consider as far as the neighborhood goes. What are some of the cons? Well, definitely the expansive soil, something to consider whenever you're looking at a home. But this section, I really like it because it's relatively quiet. I lived over here on Verde Vista as a kid, able to walk over to the Natural History Museum. That's really nice. And it just has a really kind of quaint feel to it, to where you could get to know your neighbors and feel like you're in a community and really in a special spot. And this section also has killer views of the mountains. La Cumbre Peak and Mission Canyon homes on the hillside in the distance really produce a great backdrop as your neighborhood scenery unfolds. Now I want to dive into a little history about San Roque right here in Santa Barbara. So this neighborhood was laid out in 1923 by a gentleman named Stephen Rutherford. So he laid out the Rutherford subdivision map right here in San Roque, and he had Argonne Circle laid out as the community park where everybody in the community could come gather and hang out. And actually the neighborhood got so popular that they actually subdivided the middle of Argonne Circle and built homes as well. So that initial vision of the center park for this neighborhood didn't quite live on, but the way it's laid out continues today. And that's why San Roque has these odd circles, these streets that flare out in different directions, and we get these really cool windy streets that just kind of meander through this neighborhood, which lives really flat. There is a section that we'll go visit that is a little bit elevated, and you might actually produce some ocean views from up there. But for the most part, San Roque's very gentle and flat. And right behind me here is the house that Stephen Rutherford built for himself. And you'll see he's not far from Argonne Circle, also not far from where State Street is today, and where he envisioned, before it even happened, that there would be a commercial corridor there that would be able to service this neighborhood. And it is there today, and we will go see that as well. But right here behind me, this is the house that he made for himself, Stephen Rutherford, the father of San Roque here. And what a vision he had. He made an incredible neighborhood that continues today to be one of the most popular spots people are buying homes here in Santa Barbara. By now you probably can see how San Roque has several different sections. When you get up to the top of Ontaire, which is one of the main dividers of San Roque, you get to the elevated section, which is like this upper Ontaire section, upper San Roque section. It has some streets that feed off of Ontaire that are really quiet. Some of them are cul-de-sac, some of them are more horseshoe shaped and lead right back out to Ontaire, but you can't really tell. I tried to get up where you could kind of see what type of vistas you get from San Roque. There's only a few places that offer up a little glimpse of an ocean view, or you might see an island, and these are the sections up here. Some of these homes, if you go inside of them, you'll see that vista will pick up, but over in the distance there, you can see the top of the mesa. Some of these other ones look out towards Goleta and UCSB, but really cool how this section here gets a bit elevated and has a totally different feel, but still in San Roque. Now we're at Willow Glen Park, another little jewel of parks scattered around San Roque, and this one is no different. It's just really peaceful. You've got a big grassy area where the kids could play kickball, they could play tag, there's a playground, there's picnic benches, plenty of room for a birthday party if that's what's going on in your life. So another asset that a lot of people don't come to because it's really tucked into the neighborhood up in the corner up by Foothill Road. So even if you live in San Roque, you may be on the other side by the Natural History Museum and never even come to this section of your neighborhood if this is the neighborhood you're living in. So another great asset here in San Roque. Okay, so we're out on State Street now, just across from the San Roque neighborhood. These are the business districts closest to San Roque. These are the ones that if you want to wake up in the morning, go grab a coffee, a croissant at Ronald's or something, come have dinner at Via Mistra right here, one of my favorite Italian restaurants in town. San Roque Post Office right there. This is the section that you have access to. So Loretto Plaza right here behind me features Gelson's, a really nice specialty grocery store where you can get organic foods, prepared meals, and all your grocery needs fulfilled. Also, we got Harry's Plaza, iconic, old school diner, really stiff cocktails, really nice little spot there. And then Ronald's Bakery, really great French restaurant, killer pastries, including their almond croissant, amazing. Over there you got Chaucer's Books, our #1 bookstore. It's incredible, really good spot to go hang out for a while. And then also 7-Day Nursery over here. So if you want to landscape your new San Roque yard, you could come right over here, pick out ideas that you're going to put in the ground and grow some beautiful flowers and plants. So there's a lot going on near San Roque, not just Loretto Plaza. If I go that way, you know, we've got Whole Foods, you've got Bristol Farms a little bit closer, and then plenty of little restaurants and coffee shops along State Street here mixed in. So it's not just this plaza, but there's a lot on Upper State Street here that cater to the San Roque neighborhood, that make it a wonderful place to live. All right, well, that's going to conclude our tour of the San Roque neighborhood here in Santa Barbara, California. You want to talk more about San Roque or other neighborhoods? I have a few things I'd like to offer you right now. #1, sign up for our newsletter. It's an easy way to stay in touch with Santa Barbara real estate and what's happening in the community. If you don't like it, unsubscribe at any time. #2, let me help you with your home search with a personalized portal right into the Santa Barbara MLS. This is the only place where you'll find the complete information about listings available, including reports and disclosures. We'll be able to set up as many listing alerts as you want and communicate directly through that portal that I'll set up for you into the Santa Barbara MLS. So if you like looking at properties and you want to dial in specific lists of properties to be sent directly to you to look at anytime you like, go ahead and let me set up this search with you. It will take no time at all. #3, if you're 1 to 12 months out from being ready to purchase a home, consider having a buyer's consultation with me. We'll sit down, I'll answer all your questions, get to know exactly what you're hoping to find, and show you how we will find that property for you, show you how we locate off-market listings, and what we can do to make sure that your dream comes true. So those are the 3 ways we could help with you in your search for a Santa Barbara home. If any of them sound interesting, again, go into the description below, click on the link, fill out the form, and we'll go ahead and follow up with you and make sure that you're getting taken care of to the best we can. So I'm Joe Parker with the Santa Barbara Group, Berkshire Hathaway Real Estate here in Santa Barbara. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, please subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to leave a comment and let me know what you think, and let me know what neighborhoods you want to see featured here on this channel. Thanks everybody, make it a great day.